Welcome back. So the last video was a little bit long, but yeah, I guess it doesn't work if we cut out certain pieces of this code because we need to understand it in a whole. Therefore, yes, sorry for going through all of this, but I hope it helps you understanding this topic, even if it takes a little bit longer. Now we have a shorter version. We are looking at the second method, the erasing method, and this one is pretty easy. Let's see how this goes. So we are having a new object over here. This is our player, and the player can now get some items. For example, a master cap. By getting this master cap, the player gets a power upgrade from 100. Otherwise, we just get a power upgrade from 10. Okay, this is our code. Now, this time we want to achieve to always have this power upgrade without having this item. And yeah, we can do the same approach as before. We can simply flip the logic out of this, which means we are having always the item unless we really fetch this, and then yeah, we end in the else case. So this was a little bit of an brainy task, but we solved this in the last video. Now we do a different approach. We simply go into this if statement and yeah, we erase this line. By erasing this line, this is pretty ridiculous, I know, because what's about the rest of this code? So what's happened here? Well, if we erase this line, we simply have sequential code. So if we get into this method, this is simply a normal instruction right now without having a condition. And after this instruction, there's now some strange code, isn't it? So this looks very strange regarding to the Java part right now, because we are having some brackets open and there's an else without an if and things like this. But regarding to the Smali part, it's not that strange looking. Not really, because we are most of the time having a goto afterwards where we end up or skip the other part, this part over here. So by erasing this if statement, the code doesn't get necessarily broken. To be honest, in most cases it works as normal, just without having a condition. And this is a super neat trick and also very helpful. And this is what we want to try out right now. So we write this little piece of code in here, and then we simply delete this line, and by running this app once again, we get our power level automatically without having a condition in there. And this is super nice. And we will also figure out that we automatically skip this part over here without doing anything. This is just the intended code, like it would be regarding to the if statement. Okay, so enough talking, let's take a look. Okay, here we are at our Ubuntu VM and we can see the old code. And if we look at this code, it looks pretty ridiculous already. But it's also pretty amazing because we can understand every line which is in there regarding to the Smali part. Okay, but for now, let's take the example from the slides. So let's see. We're creating a new method and we name this method public void has item. Okay, and we provide a player object over here. All right, then we create a new item, which is Boolean master cap, and this one is false. Okay. Now we are checking if the player has this item. If player dot master cap. Oh, yeah. Let me change this. I'm not liking this in this way. Yes, that's better. Okay, if we are having this item, we increase our power level. Power level bonus plus 100. So player dot power plus equals 100. Otherwise, we only get a power level bonus from 10. Player dot power plus equals 10. All right. This looks good now, yes. And what we are trying to do is we try to patch this line. So by removing this if statement over here, that this one becomes a generic statement. So we would end up with this. Yes, and regarding to the Java part, it looks strange and also not possible. Because else without an if, strange. But regarding to the Smali part, this will work, because Smali does not have if or else. Smali gets registers and comparisons and doesn't care about this, okay? Alrighty, so I'm super excited how this looks like. So let's build this application. Let's see, should we test this? I guess we should test this. So, whoops, sorry. Let's call this one over here. Yeah, and instead of get hit, we are now using our method over here has item. So we also need to provide a player object. This is now a little bit ridiculous, but okay, it's working in this way. All right. And now we print out our power. Okay. Yes. Now let's build this application. And don't worry, I will provide you this app, of course, as always, in this section over here. So you do not have to code it on your own. Let's see. Okay, we are installing this new application real quick. Then we check if it's working, and then we take a look at the Smali part. So already installed. Whoops. There we go. SCR copy. All right. Smali 2, let's see. Hello Udemy. Power 20. Okay, this looks good, I guess. Let's see. We are having power 10 at the beginning, and now we are getting a bonus of 10. If we do this once again, we should have 30. Yes, okay. And so on. You see complicated math behind this. And now we already or finally finished or reached the same power level with our bonus. This took me way too long. I want to have this immediately. Let's take a look at the Smali code. So let's close this one. Debug. At debug, we're opening the whole directory over here with Visual Studio Code. Okay, there we go. We change to Java. We are within our player.smali file, and let's see. Get hit, it's not get hit. Also not check high score. Old version of this file. So simply close this one over here. Don't save. And we got tons of other windows over here. But now let's see. Java, constructor, check high score, get hit, has item. There we go. Okay. Let's pull out the graphic tablet and figure out how this works, and then figure out what happens if we simply remove this if line over there. Let's go. All right, I've got my graphic tablet out there. Let's go. So we are having our method has item. And this time I try to write this super clean. Let's see. So this method has item. Beautiful. Okay. We are having an object or a parameter which is player. So this one is P1 and we are having this player. All right. Player. Okay. And we are returning void. Looks good. Next, we are having only one local register over there. So this might be variable, a placeholder, we do not know. Okay, then we've got this line over here. So we know what this one is, we know what this one is, we know what this one is, and we also know what this one is, but we have to read it first. I get Boolean, so we are fetching from our player parameter an instance field. Or yeah, this field over here, master cap from type Boolean. And we put this into v0. So v0 is now player dot master cap from type Boolean. Okay, then we've got our if condition. You know what we are doing right now? Yes, we read it out loud. So let's see. If v0 is equals 0, we jump to this condition. If v0 is equals 0, we jump to this condition. And this one is there. We're jumping downwards to this one. Okay, let's see what we do have here. V0 is our player master cap, and this means if our player master cap is false. So if this one over here is false, then we are having false equals false. Then we go into this if statement. Okay, what do we do here? We've got an iGet, so we take our blue once again. Now we're taking our power from type integer from our parameter and we store this in V0. All right, we are overriding V0 at this point. So let's put out some alert sign over here. Alrighty, V0 is now player.power. Overwritten. Okay, then we are adding int 0xa, which is 10. Oh, that's sad. So we are not adding more than 10. So we are not having our super bonus level. We add this to V0 and we store this back to V0. So V0 is V0 plus 10. Which means we are having our player power. I write this a little bit shorter to make this clean. Player power plus equal 10. Sorry, that's not how it works. Plus equal 10. There we go. All right. And then we are putting or getting this object, this register and putting it back into this object P1. Our player.power is afterwards V0. And you can see this pattern once again. So yeah, keep practicing Smali and this will be even more easier in the future. All right, and what's next? Our line and go to label which can be ignored and then we are returning out. Return. That's it. Oh, I'll leave it as it is. Okay, you can see it's getting a little bit more clean, I guess. And yeah, this wasn't that hard anymore. So we are having a lot of practice in this right now. Okay, maybe I need to practice over there, but you know that's return. Okay, so we've got our true statement here. Let's recap this real quick in our mind that we know what's going on. If we are having our true statement over here, we do not get our bonus. So true means no bonus. This means false should end up here in giving us the bonus. Let's clean this up real quick and have a look. So false. Okay, we are in this line. We have the true statement already done. Now we're taking a look at the false statement, which means we are directly underneath this. Okay, I get, so we are getting player power and moving it into V0. Okay, let's also write this down here. Else, oh, I hope the space is enough. Let's see. V0 is now equals player.power. Okay, then we are adding this value over here. And let's do the math. We are having 4 plus 6 times 16. 100. Okay, I cheated a little bit, but it is 100. So let's pretend we did solve this just here. Okay, then we are adding this value to V0 and storing it back in V0. This means we're having the equivalent from this, but with our new power level. So V0 plus 0x64, which means still no space, plus 100. There we go. Okay. And then we are putting it back into P1. So player.power, there we go, player.power is equals v0. So now is the important part. Now we jump to our goto over here. So our goto label is this one. So we're jumping directly to this and we are skipping all this code over here. Okay? So afterwards we return out. And this is our else statement. Okay. And let's clean this up real quick and then let's check. Alrighty, let's have a look. Okay. If we are having a false over here, we do not get our power. No bonus, or not the big bonus. It's really hard to write in this direction, but I guess it works. And here we're having our big bonus. Okay, maybe I wanted too much. There we go. So let's see. We are in this if statement over here. And what we want to do is we want to patch this in the following way. We do our 200 IQ play and we simply erase this line. Yes. Okay. Then we have our code. Let's see. We have a code. We are putting our master cap from type Boolean into v0. Okay. So at this line over here, we have v0. So we are at this line. v0 is equals player.masterCap. All right. And then we do not have our if statement over here because, we did our 200 IQ play and simply removed it from the Smali code. Then we directly jump into this line. Nice. What we're doing here, we jump directly into this part, into the else part over here. So this line means we are putting player.power into v0. So we are overwriting the last one. v0 is player.power. Oh, still wrong, sorry. Player.power. And then we move on in the code. We already got this over here. So this is now our code. And why do we not have this strange else statement without an if right now? Because if you take a look, so I already messed it up already very much, but I guess we can still figure this out. So this line, okay, this is this line. Then we are having this line. All right. Then we're having this line. All right. And now's the important part. Smali does not have an if-else statement. Smali got branch jump instructions. And we're having a jump instruction over here. And this jump instruction gets us out this function here. Which means we are skipping this part and it's like we are having an else statement without an if over there. And this is how Smali can still work if you remove an if statement at this line. Really amazing, isn't it? And by doing this, we simply get our power without doing anything. And this is what we want to have. We do not want to have any effort in this game, and we want to get the maximum out of this, even a little bit more of this. Okay, let's patch this application and see how it works. So let's get back to the Ubuntu VM. Okay, here we are back at the Ubuntu VM, and the thing we want to do is we do our analysis. We know this one is straight in our way, so we hit this button, and that's it. It was pretty hard, but at least finally we get this. Okay, so let's save this. By the way, we do not have or add those space or new lines. We can simply leave the code as it is. But it doesn't hurt if you do this until you mess this up. But I will show you real quick. So having those new lines over here is no problem. But what's a problem, of course, if you do something like this? This would be, of course, a problem, but I guess it's self-explained. Okay. And let's build this app back again. APK tool, B, app debug. Meanwhile, I'm getting the Android screen. That's our old version over here. Yes, Okay, then we have our destination file. We zip align this. Oh, that's the wrong part. So zip align -v4 app debug out apk. Then we sign this. Change it. Yes, okay. And then we install this. Yeah. By running or starting this application via Android Studio, we have a different certificate. So we need to uninstall it first. adb uninstall com app hacking Smali 2. Now we can install it once again. Oops. There we go. Let's get back to our code. So let's see. We are having now a power level from, what do we have? After hitting the button, it should be 10 plus 100, right? Let's see. There we go. We have 110. And by hitting it once again, we get, do you know the value? Of course you do, because we've gotten simple instruction that increases our power level. And this patching comes super handy. It's really easy if we understand the Smali code and if it's possible, because if you would have it vice versa, then it's not that easy. But what we can also do, for example, is, let me open this code once again. Okay, we can also delete the whole negative impact from this one, or let's say the least amount over here. So we can simply go into this and delete it completely. But we need to take care, because if we are filling out registers which gets used afterwards, then they do not get initialized and we get up, or this application throws up some errors. So therefore, deleting larger code parts is not really recommended. If you reverse engineered this part and figured out, okay, this one, for example, is only this part over here, then we can simply delete this. So what we have right now is the following. We have this one, but not here. We deleted this part. We also deleted this one. And here we have the opposite of this one. So this is the else statement. Yes. This is what the patched code looks right now. Okay. And what we can also do, of course, if we take a look into this, we increase our player power over here and we do not need this part. Then we can also delete this part to only have this one, for example, left in our function. Therefore, we can also go into this and we can say, okay, we can delete this part over here. Yes, this should also work. Let's figure this out. I saved it. And then we go back and build this application. And let's do the clean approach. So adb uninstall com app hacking Smali 2 adb install out apk. Okay, so now we're having this Java code, which simply is one line increasing our power by 100. And we can see, I hope we can see this, that the application, yes, it still works. So we just deleted the code we do not want to have in there. And this is what we can do by having the Smali code. We can simply patch whatever we like, unless we do something wrong. But we can also fix this part. For example, if we're using necessary variables, we can set them up once again afterwards. But we will do this in the later chapter. It's just some kind of preview what we are going to do later on. Okay, for now, removing if lines or simply one if statement works. And let's do this. Let's open this with JDX GUI. And then we do the quick Smali comparison once again to see what our patched function looks like. So here's our player and we can see this one over here. Yes, we still check if we are having this Boolean set over here, but we are not using it anymore. So we got the initialization of this set. So we are assigning this Boolean state there, but we are not going to use this variable anymore. Therefore, it just hangs around there. And then we've got our player.power plus 100. Okay, but the thing I wanted to show was the following. So we go back into our Visual Studio. Yes, so we close this one, open it once again. And yes, okay, this is now the patch state. So we can see we have removed the if statement. This is our assignment, our variable set in our JDX code over here. And then we've got our player power over here, which gets increased by 100. And then we jump out. That's it. Okay, to recap this a little bit. So we have seen we can patch if instructions by simply removing the if statement itself. This means our next line will get a simply sequential code part. So the program code goes on into this without having this condition anymore. But we do not break the code most of the time, because within our if statement, there's already a way out of this. So there's a return or at least a jump instruction already inserted there. This is like having or always meeting the if condition if we simply remove this part over there. Okay? And this trick is super handy. And it's just, one of 3 I would like to show you right here. So this trick can come super handy. Also not just regarding to if statements. We can use this for every instruction also. If we are having some code which we do not like, we can try to remove this. But we have to take a look above and underneath if the code still works. So if we have some register initialized there with certain values that would be needed later on, then we have to fix this. But we will learn about this, okay? So removing Smali code is also as valid as patching Smali lines, okay? All right, and the next one, we take a look at abusing those jump instructions. And this is the last patch method regarding to if statements from my side. Of course, there are tons other, but with these 3, we can achieve everything we want. All right, so I see you there.